channel. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I just want to take the time out to say thank you so much for tuning into my channel or for hopping on to my channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope wherever you are having a great day. So today's topic is, should a partner get half of his spouse assets assets after separation? So you can comment below. What do you think? What do you think? Well, the views expressed by me may be not correct, but it's just an opinion. So you can comment below what is your opinion. So first, we want to ask, what is a spouse? What is a spouse? In your opinion, who you think is a spouse? Or what is a spouse? Okay, so I believe that a spouse is anyone living with someone. Well, okay, so that's my opinion of what I think is a spouse. So we are looking, in this situation, we are looking at persons who are living together for more than 5 years, right? Or persons who are married. Well, I don't know if there's a law for how long you should be married in order for you to get certain benefits or some of the person assets from what they have. But here in Jamaica, based on what I've heard, is that after you have lived with a person for more than 5 years, you are called a common law wife, right? And you are entitled to anything, or maybe half. It depends on what the law say that you should get after separation or divorce. So these are my opinions, not basically or anybody opinion. So be free to comment your opinion below. All right. As I said before, so a spouse can be somebody that is married, or a spouse can be somebody who live with their partner for more than 5 years, or depends on the situation, maybe less than 5 years, but we are talking about 5 years here. And maybe what does the law say? Well, I am not really thinking about what does the law say. Is what's my opinion or my take on that, and what's come to mind when I think of spouse and separation, and what are the agreements that should be done. What are the things? What are the best to what is the best thing or that should be done based on the relationship or the type of separation that they have? So some of the things that we are to take into consideration. Some of the things we are supposed to take in consideration is why are they breaking up? So there could be many reasons why people break up, right? There could be a lot of reasons why people break up out of a relationship. So some of the reasons are that maybe the person is tired of their spouse or their partner that they're living with. It could be infidelity. It could be that persons want to move on with their life. It could be that they no longer find interest in each other. It could be loss of job. You should think about, are there children in the home? Or is it that one partner has become lazy? So those are some of the things that we are going to be taking into consideration why someone might break. All right, so let us look at persons could be tired. The partner could be tired of the next partner. What is the reason why a partner is tired of a partner? Chances are the relationship is boring, or the person doesn't find the relationship that's interesting anymore. So one partner might become boring. Or it might be that maybe when one partner met this person, they were very the person was attractive at the time, but no, the partner has give up or let themselves loose or just carry themselves any old way. So that could be some of the things why the partner get tired, or maybe they're just tired of the lifestyle. Maybe just coming home, you're not there. You maybe just come home and you just regular routine. There's no communication there to say like, maybe honey, how you doing? Maybe you're not talking to your partner in a way where she just him or her just get tired and frustrated, and they just set up a relationship because there is no corresponding there. Or maybe the partner maybe wants to go out sometime, and the next partner maybe is not a based on maybe the relationship, maybe they have children, and maybe him or her, let's look at the female side. Maybe she doesn't want to go out because she has a child and she doesn't feel comfortable going out. Maybe she put on some weight, or so she maybe just tired of certain things and she just don't want to take part in certain activities that are taking place in the home. She just maybe just want to just look after the children if they are a child there, or if it's just the man alone. Maybe she just wants to cook the man dinner, the husband dinner, maybe wash the clothes. But no big deal. They just tired of each other, and just because they just live together, they just want to just satisfy, as in maybe if you want to have sex, maybe you might have sex, or if the clothes is there to wash, maybe you might wash the clothes, or if the food is there to cook. You know that maybe that is your duty. So you just do it, but at the same time, you're just tired. Maybe you just want a different experience, or maybe you don't feel, that in control anymore. So you kind of get tired. So that could be one reason why a relationship might break up. So it could be infidelity, right? It could be that one partner is cheating on the other partner. Okay, so if for instance a partner is cheating, maybe the partner might not know, right? So when the partner don't know that their partner is cheating, then that won't be a big deal to them, because what you don't know is not going to hurt the person, because the person don't know that you are cheating, right? But if the partner knows that you are cheating, and they have to put up with the cheating, right? They have to put up with the cheating because maybe you are the one who's taking in income into the home. Then the person depends on that person. Then maybe that person can put up with the cheating for so long and no more. There will be a point in his or her life where the person cannot bother with the cheating. Maybe they just want to move on. Whereas when they go on the road and they hear their friends saying that, oh, your man a cheat or your woman a cheat, and and then when you find out who your partner is cheating on, maybe just make life worse. Or as Jamaicans say, maybe or somebody in society and maybe have a position in society, and to know that your husband is cheating or your wife is cheating, and then for instance you're in a certain position. I don't want to call any position, and to know that your husband is cheating, right? If you are in certain position in life and person look up to you in a way where they respect you, and to know that your husband is cheating or your wife is cheating, to know that they're in certain position and their partner is cheating on them, it doesn't look good and it doesn't feel good. And the person who is get the cheat on, then they're gonna feel a way. Maybe if you could go, if you're a person who do public speak, and you go to do the public speech and there are persons there and they know that your husband is cheating on you, and based on the topic that you are presenting on, they don't want to hear, because they are going to say in themselves that, why are you telling them about certain things and your husband is cheating? So if you know that your partner is cheating, right, and you have to do certain public figure work, and to know you have to deal with the public when they have negative comment to say about you that your husband is cheating, that can lead to depression, or you maybe want a separation or a divorce based on the relationship that you're having. So living or having a cheating relationship, for some persons they cannot manage it. Not everybody can manage a cheating relationship. So that could be one of the cause why a person would want to leave the relationship. Okay, there are some times in life when people, they just feel like they want to move on for whatever reason it is that the person wants to move on. Okay, maybe when you met the person, right? You maybe you weren't doing anything at the time, and maybe your husband is a say a hustler. So your husband is a hustler, right? And your husband hustling, you weren't doing anything, and you decide say you're gonna look a job, right? And you look a job and you're working, and you say that you want to go back to school. So you're Jamaican talking, you want to go back to school. So you went back to school and you did some more subject, and you said you're gonna get a profession according to Jamaican speaking. And you want to become, say for instance, a nurse. You want to become a nurse, right? And you went back to school and you got your subject and you decided that you wanted to be a nurse. So you are a nurse now, but your partner or your husband is still a hustler, right? So you are a nurse, right? And say for instance, certain time of the year is your friend will want to go out to spend quality time together, right? Or they maybe want to go to dinner, and your friends, they are taking their partner or their husband to the dinner, and you are ashamed to take yours, because when they ask you, for instance, what does your husband or your partner do, and you say your partner is a hustler and you are a nurse, for a person in society to know that you are a nurse and your husband is a hustler. Some people might not see it as anything, but some persons might see it as something bad they don't want to take, to introduce their partner. Kylan, you know me, some tapping eyes on me as well. you don't want to introduce you don't want to introduce your partner to your friends because your friends gonna look at you and say, "What are you doing with this man?" Right? What are you doing with this man? But they maybe even though he was there from the start, they think that because you have upgraded yourself, then you should upgrade your partner or your husband. So that's why some females or even some males, when they are in certain profession, after a certain while, and for instance, they used to talk to maybe a man who is a hustler, a man who drives taxi. After they have become a nurse, or depends on the profession that they choose to do, they become something in life or society, then they would leave that taxi man and take up somebody who is in their field, whatever their field is, whether it be a nurse, they would maybe want a doctor or whatever is in that field, or whatever they choose, or maybe they might see somebody at work that they like and they want to be with that person, or maybe you're a teacher now and you want to be with a teacher because you want to be on the same page or the same space. Because when you and your friend are talking, you want to say, and they are talking about their partner or their spouse, you want to be in the conversation. You don't want them to say, "Why are you not talking? Don't you have a boyfriend? Don't you have a man? Don't you have a spouse? Don't you have a partner?" So you don't want them to say that, for instance, "Why are you not talking about your partner?" when you don't feel that confidence enough to talk about your partner because your partner is not in the kind of category that you are in. So you want to feel in that safe space where you can talk about your partner because you are a nurse and your husband is a doctor, and not because you are a nurse and your husband is a hustler. So you want to make sure you're on the same space. All right, so the love is no longer there. So in a relationship, I am assuming that most persons go into the relationship because of love, but I do believe that love does exist now, but for some persons, they say that they don't go into the relationship because of love. They just go into the relationship because they want money or they want things, or they might have a child and the child must go to school, so they need the money to send the child to school. So yes, most of the time you go into a relationship because you like the person. Maybe you might see this guy or you see this girl and she might look pretty. Maybe you're a person who like pretty girls, or maybe you're a person who like brown girls, or maybe you're a person who like black dark skinned girls, or maybe you're a person who like persons that are professional, are persons in society. So you're going to the relationship because you like this person, or maybe you're a nurse or you're a teacher and you realize there's this teacher at work you like, or maybe this doctor at work you might like. So you're going to the relationship because there's something that you admire about the person. So you want to be with that person. So you enter the relationship because you like the person. But over a period of time, it could be that you like the person, but say for instance, you are a teacher, right? And you realize that the person, you're a female, right? And you like this male because the male is a teacher. All right, and you're on the same level because the man is a teacher and the woman is a teacher, right? So you're on the same level. So it happened that the male might lose his job because of whatever reason. He might lose his job. Maybe he did something that was bad, or the school had to fire him because, or the ministry had to fire him because he didn't come to school, he had come into school, or he was whatever they fired him for. So because the man has lose his job now and you're a female, and maybe that man was supporting you, or you could par and tell a friend that, "Oh, he's a teacher," and introducing me, "You work at this school," or whatever. So now that the man has lost his job, the love kind of like breaking down because you cannot tell a friend, "Oh, your friend is a teacher," because your friend at the moment is not a teacher, and you don't know when that person is going to get a job. So you cannot tell your friend that the person is a teacher. You're going to say, "Oh, him not work." Every time you tell a friend, "Oh, he's not working," they want to know why isn't your spouse not working, or why your partner is not working, and that can lead to stress. And you don't want to live in a household where every time you have a partner, especially a male, and he's not working, and you are the female, there is love, and every day you have to go to work, and you say to your partner, when are you gonna get a job? Oh, I'm say, oh, I'm soon get a job. On days pass, week pass, month pass, and he hasn't get any job, and you are the one who has to be paying the bill, um, paying for his things. And worse if he's a smoker or a drinker, or even if he wasn't a smoker or a drinker, chances are that he could start to drink or smoke because he's stressed and he doesn't have the job, and maybe the wife or the woman is pressuring him to get a job when maybe he's looking at a job but he doesn't get any job at the moment. So the love is kind of breakdown, and if certain time pass and the man doesn't get a job, then the woman now go want the man in the old time. I go say, look at me now, man, no man. Whereas if him find one next man outside and the man I tell him, say, look here, honey, you look good at where you doing that the boy from? Yes, and the list goes on. So the love is going to break down because the man has lost his job. It could be other reasons why the love breakdown, but that's just one reason why the love breakdown, because the partner doesn't see their spouse or the partner on the level that they're supposed to be. All right. So some persons will move on or move out of the relationship as soon as the child gets older or as soon as the child is mature. When you're in a relationship and whatever the reasons are for you to be living in the relationship, maybe you have disagreements, maybe it's just that you don't see the person attractive anymore, maybe it's not working, or maybe sickness has tripped in and the person is no longer attractive to you. And the children, they are young, but you don't want to move out of the relationship because the children are young and you don't want it to affect the children. So you're going to stay in that relationship until you believe or you think the children are mature enough to take care of themselves. So you're gonna stay in the relationship. You're gonna make the sacrifice to stay in the relationship until the children are grown, because you don't want the children to go through depression or stress or to do something that you didn't want the child to do. So some partners will stay in the relationship until the children are grown. But this can also affect the partner, the person who is staying into the relationship, whether it affect them psychological, physical, spiritual, mentally, whatever the reasons are, because at the same time, they are the one who has to be making certain sacrifice to make sure that even though they cannot deal with the situation, they trying their very best to cope with with it, knowing that they are there for the child. They want to be in the relationship because the child is young and they want to make sure that their mother and their fathers are still together. But at the end of the day, they are not happy, right? Some might sleep into separate bed when it comes to night. Maybe the child might not know. Maybe the child might know. Maybe the child might question the situation. Maybe the parents might give them an answer, or they would say to each other that this is the answer that they would give to the child if the child decided that they would ask certain questions. So some persons, not because they want to be in the relationship while they are in the relationship. Sometimes it's because there's a child in the relationship and they don't want the child to feel neglected or to do something that they don't want the child to do, so they would stay in the relationship until the child gets older. Okay, so there are times when persons are in a relationship, a good relationship where everything is going well, and whatever the situation is are, the partner might become lazy. In the partner might maybe lazy. Maybe the partner is not that active as before, so they maybe can't do the job they are supposed to do. So they have to cut back. They have to, they have to cut back on certain work that they were doing. Okay, for example, your partner was a mechanic or a contractor, and you know that contractor them do them hard work there, and maybe as time goes by, maybe something might happen. Maybe you got an injury, or maybe he just cannot. He has a back pain, or maybe he just can't manage like the those hard work anymore. So he decided to go to something more simpler, like maybe for instance to work in a supermarket, or maybe work as a gardener, which maybe might pay less than construction. I'm just saying those are my opinion. You can tell me what's your opinion. Yeah, so they might do supermarket work, which maybe not as maybe that is not bringing as much fun as maybe doing a construction work. So the partner maybe used to get more money than that before, but after they realize that their partner is doing the supermarket work, and the supermarket work is not bringing enough money as a contractor, then they would say to their spouse that you are lazy, and because you don't want to do certain job, that's why you choose to do that. But sometimes it's not because the man is lazy or the female is lazy, but it's because that they cannot manage certain job anymore, so they have to choose a job that they can manage. But even though supermarket work is kind of hard for the male because they have to be lifting that and lifting that, but maybe it might be the cashier, or maybe do like a more, like a more simpler job which doesn't pay as much as a contractor. But maybe the female might used to getting money like that, with a lump sum of money, and when she realized that she's not getting that amount of money, that can cause the relationship to break up, or that can cause a breakdown in a relationship. Whereas if you're a female who loves a lot of money, and you love to be pampered or pet, and when you realize that you're losing all of this money, you're not getting that money that you used to get, then this can stifle the relationship, or maybe the female decide that they want to move on with their life. Move on. But sometimes when a female moves on with their life, and they think that the pasture is greener on the other side, most of the time it's not normally greener on the other side. If you have a boyfriend or a husband, and he's making X amount of money, and you see somebody outside like on the road, and this person say that they like you, but you know you're in a relationship, right? And because the person is giving you, or you are taking X amount of money, all right, like for instance, say your husband is giving you $10,000, or your partner giving you $10,000 per week, and you meet this guy who's maybe in a bigger job than your husband, and he's saying to you that You can't give you more than your partner is giving you, or more than what your husband is giving. Say he's for instance giving you $20,000, right? And your husband is giving you $10,000. You don't know where this man getting his money from, Maybe it's that he just want to draw you closer, or just want to pull you into his net until he get you into his net. And when you realize that you are in his net, then your relationship with your partner or your spouse is destroyed. And then when that man or that female realize that they have destroyed your relationship, they're going to move on, because they're going to say, your head is not on your head is not glued on your body, because just because of money you break up with your partner or your spouse, then you would have done the same thing to him. So you have to be careful. Sometimes persons are out there willing, waiting to break up your relationship, but you have to be conscious in yourself to know that, hey, this is a catch. I have to learn to satisfy with what you're getting, because you might think that over there is greener. And when that guy who used to give you $20,000, and when you realize that you and him, you're together with him, and you realize sometimes you might not get any money because you don't know where the money was coming from, and maybe his source is finished, or maybe he doesn't have a job anymore, when you could just settle with your $10,000 that your husband or your spouse is giving, and turn your hand and make fashion. But no, you're neither getting money from your husband or the man, because both relationships are broken and you are left alone by yourself. So you have to find somebody else, or apologize to your husband and say that you are sorry for what you did, when maybe the art's already gone to the gate, and the relationship is already broken. And most of the time when relationships are broken, it is hard to mend, because when the person realizes what you did, they're gonna say that trust is not there anymore. So even if they take you back into their life, they won't see you as a person that they saw you as before, because they're gonna say what you did at first, you could maybe have it in mind to do it again. So they are not going to trust or believe in you, because in the back of their mind they're saying you're just waiting for the next opportunity to upturn. So the next point we are going to be looking at, communication breaks down. All right, so most of the time when you're in a relationship, communication is the key. If you don't communicate with your partner, then you might mislead your partner, and your partner will believe that you cannot be trusted. So you have to communicate with your partner. Explain to them what is it you're going through. You don't have to tell them everything, but tell them the basics that they should know. Okay, for example, you are doing a job. Say, for instance, you are a teacher. Just for example, you are a teacher, right? And they maybe your partner, friends told them that a teacher works X amount of money, right? So, for instance, when month end come and the bills are supposed to pay, and you contribute X amount of money, when your partner is thinking that you should contribute more money, because they think you're a teacher and teacher work this amount of money, and you're not contributing certain amounts of money, they think that, oh, you want the money to do something else, when there are the bills to pay, when the children have to look, when there are children to look after. Sometimes we have to explain to our partner and say, this is the amount of money that I work, or this is what I can contribute at mountain time to towards the house or whatever. Because if you don't communicate with your partner, then the there's no communication taking place, and the bills are there to pay. The partner is saying, "Oh, you're gonna pay the bill." You are thinking that the partner or the female is saying that the male is gonna pay the bill, and the male is saying that the female is gonna pay the bill, and each other depending on each other to pay the bill. Or maybe the partner used to pay the bill, but for this month, maybe the money didn't come on time, or maybe somebody borrowed the money, or maybe somebody stole the money, or whatever the case is. But because you didn't tell your partner that, look here, I couldn't pay the bill, then you realize that maybe the light cut off, the water cut off, when the children are to go to school, the child didn't go to school, or the children didn't go to school because you didn't say to your partner, look here, I didn't have any money to give the child today, because the partner is thinking that you are going to give the child money to go to school today. So you realize the child is absent from school because the child didn't get any money, because one partner is saying that the next partner is going to give the child money to go to school, when there's no communication taking place. So the child didn't go to school, right? So you have to communicate in order for certain things to take place. If you don't communicate with each other, then one is going to assume that maybe you're not doing your job, or you're not doing your job the way you're supposed to do it. So they're not going to find you trustworthy, or things are not going to take place as it's supposed to be, because there was no communication. For example, if for example, the husband is normally take the child to school, right? And this particular day, for instance, the husband maybe rent out the car, or maybe the husband meet in an accident, but he didn't tell his wife that maybe he met in an accident and the car is at the garage or wherever. So the wife is saying in her mind that the the husband is going to take the child to school. So the wife left, went to work or wherever, and the child is there. The husband didn't go to work because she didn't explain to the wife that she's not going to take the child to school. So he's there. No communication is taking place. There's certain things are not going to get done if there's no communication taking place. So the key point in a relationship is to communicate. If you don't communicate, then one partner is going to think you have neglect, or you're not doing your job, and it can cause relationship to break down. Okay, for example, you're at work, and you have for instance, you're a female. So, for example, you're a female and you are at work, and there is this guy at work who you talk to, like your close friend. You talk to the person, you eat with the person, you go out for lunch and thing. And one of your coworker might go and tell your husband that, oh, they see you, oh, they see your wife and this guy at work very close. But maybe your husband didn't say to you that somebody told them that you and this person at work is very close. So the husband take it upon his head now and saying, oh, you find somebody because you're going out with lunch with the person, or you're communicating with the person more than how you communicate with the husband. So the husband might leave, or might cause jealousy, or cause a problem in the family because there's no communication taking place. When you could simply, when you could, the husband could say to the wife, I realize so you have found a good friend at work. So it's up to the wife if she wants to explain to the husband how the man is just a good friend of mine, somebody who can talk to, or somebody who I find interesting, who I can relate to. We have similar problem, and so, but because there's no communication taking place, then the husband is going to get jealous and say, oh, you're giving me bun, and you're giving me this, and you're giving me that, and that's why you don't want to come more early. That's why you don't want to take care of the children and so. But no, but sometimes it's because you find this friend at work very interesting. So it is nice when you can communicate with your partner or your spouse that this is my friend, to prevent the relationship from breaking down, or from losing your spouse. Because when you lose your spouse, you have to start all over, and maybe you won't find that person as interesting as the person you had previously, because you won't find no two persons are the same. Everybody's different, and maybe because of misunderstanding, the relationship didn't work out well because there was no communication taking place there. Okay, so the next one we look at is whose fault why the relationship break up? Is it the man or the woman? All right, so in a relationship, relationship break up because of many reasons. Maybe it could be the female side, maybe it could be on the man side, but most of the time, I think it's the man who give a lot of trouble in the relationship. If I'm wrong, you can tell me that I'm wrong. You can voice your opinion on what you think. It's just an opinion. It's not whether it's facts or whether it's just an opinion. You can tell if it's the male most of the time who cause relationship to break up, or it's a female. So as I said before, I think most of the time a relationship has broken down or there's a separation or there's a divorce, it is because of the man. Some of the men, they cannot keep themselves to themselves. They just think that everything that come across, they must lash out or they must allow out or they must look. Yes, you have eyes to see, so you're going to look. But I mean, look. Yeah, when I mean look, I mean look. Or they just think that maybe one person cannot satisfy them, so they're supposed to have a lot of partner, or maybe have more than one partner. And most of the time, when a man has more than one partner, chances are some of the partners are going to get left behind. Some of the partners are going to get left behind because there's no way a man can be more than one place at the same time. So, for example, when there are Valentine's Day, well, I assume that everybody's not going to have birthdays the same day. But for example, when Valentine's Day come, if there are persons who believe in Valentine, if there are persons who believe in Valentine, then the person, the man or the woman, well, look at the man perspective, they are going to spend that quality time with the person they love them most, right? So they're going to tell the next partner something for them to believe. Or they, if there's gifts supposed to buy, they'll tell the next partner, oh, the money didn't come up on time, oh, they lend John the money, oh, I had to work over, and the list goes on. So when a man has more than one partner, I don't know how he's gonna do that to make to drop off right here and by before the next 3 hours they're at the next female house, or by the time, I don't know how they do it, they have to tell their partner something, make up something and tell them that they couldn't come because they had to take care of the kids, they had to go to the garage for the car, oh, the money didn't come on time, the bills due, sometimes they don't pay any dues, and most of the time the female or the wife or the spouse who is at home, they are the most of the time being affected because most of the time these precious wives or spouse spend their precious time doing house duty, looking after the kids. They try to make the sacrifice to make sure, most of them, the good ones, they make sure that when the man come home, he has something to eat, he has something to drink, he has nice clothes to wear to work. Most of the time, these men, they don't choose to have any helper because they just think that the money cannot stretch to pay any helper, because sometimes the females at home, they don't get any money because the money has to be stretched between he, she, and the old lady. So some persons are going to get left behind, and most of the time it's a precious little kids. They don't have any money to go to school, or they don't have enough money to go to school because this this female want money for their child, or she said, remember you have to buy me a phone, remember you have to buy me a Gucci bag, remember whatever it is that you have to remember that you promised the female, that you didn't buy the female. So you have to try to stretch the money for he, she, and the old lady. So somebody's always going to get left behind, and it's either the kids at home or the wife or the spouse that is at home. So most of the time in a relationship, it's the male or the men who cause the relationship to break up because they're unfaithful, they don't take in any money, they don't do their job, they come home tired, they sleep, they say that they work overtime when they has to be at somebody else and somebody else and somebody else, and that's all they carry on and carry on until they realize that the precious nice lady that they have at home is now gone. Sometime when so the next one is they have found new love, right? Most of the time is the most of the time when a female is in a relationship and they have found somebody new, they don't normally tell the man that they have found somebody new. They normally play with the relationship until they realize they cannot play the relationship or they cannot take it anymore. Whatever reason, the female decides that they don't want to stay in the relationship while they have found new love. So they normally stay in the relationship, take them little time, move out them things, them little by little, go over the man house and move out them whatever. And when sometimes the man don't miss the things them in the house because them realize say them not pay the woman no man, cause in a film man him not think say the woman are gonna do certain things. So him now him come home and just maybe guy in bed him just beard and guy in bed and so him not think about certain things. But our next woman know when they find new love, then I'm bother to take time and move out the things them little by little, you know. Them just wait till one day sorry, when the man gonna work and them can't take it no more, and them just call the removal truck and say, look here, him not gonna work, him gonna work, you know, so today are the best day if you come move out the things them. So let us hope and pray that that day when the female decides say they're going to move out the things, let us hope and pray that the man don't left nothing or leave anything at home, because if that man ever thinks say him leave something at home and has to come back to collect something and realize that that female is moving out everything out of the house, then it's gonna cause problem. So I am encouraging persons, if you know you're in a relationship and it's not your things, leave them alone. If you want to move on, just tell a person that you're going to move on. It's not easy to tell a person that you're going to move on, but try and find some way to solve problem. Let the relationship end peacefully. Let the relation end peacefully so that if you see your partner or your spouse on the road, you can say to them, hi, and you can move on with your life, because nowadays you can't tell a person say you're going to leave them, you know. When you know the outcome already, you cannot tell anybody that you're going to leave them. All right, so when persons are in a relationship, let us look at when they are moving, what should they gain? What should they gain, or what should be the benefits of that person, for instance, in the relationship, or when the relationship, when person decide they want to move on and they don't want to be in the relationship anymore. So some of the things we might consider is what did the spouse bring to the relationship. All right, so you have some females who are in a relationship, whether they are married or they're just living together. When you're in a relationship, sometimes when persons decide that they're going to be in a relationship and then kids come into place, or the man tell the female that they don't have to work and they are in this relationship and you are working, right? So the female would stay home and she would volunteer her time to maybe cook, clean, and wash and sew. So maybe the female might not have that money to go there and buy the things, like maybe to buy a bed, to buy a dresser, or whatever the case may be. But what that female is contributing is maybe their time, also the work. Because if you as a you if you are the man, right, and you want somebody to maybe cook, wash, and clean. So if that female wasn't there, right, or if the female has moved on and you have found somebody else and to to take care of the child, then you have to pay somebody to take care of the child. So if that female wasn't at work to take care of the child, you'd have to pay somebody to take care of the child, if you are following me. So considering that female at home, you would be paying that female the money that you would pay somebody else to look after the child or to clean it up. So that would be her contribution towards the relationship. Okay, so you have some next relationship. You have some next relationship where the man is working and the woman is working. The man is working and the woman is working. So the man works X amount of money and the female works X amount of money. At the end of the day, they will say they want to buy, for instance, a bed. So the man will contribute his money towards the bed and the female contributes his money towards the bed. So that would be a joint relationship, a joint partnership where the spouse, they are contributing what they have to the relationship, right? So for instance, if the female is at home and she's not working, some man will give the spouse money, while some of them they don't. They themselves spend the money, whether it's to buy the grocery or to buy clothes, so they don't give the female any money. Whatever is to be done at home, the man, they would use the money to do whatever. So in that case, now maybe that female would have to contribute whatever it is. But whatever it is that both of you, if the female is not working and the man is working, and for instance the man buy a bed, it's because that female is there while the man could buy a bed. Chances are, if there was a next female at home, maybe he couldn't buy a bed because maybe that female would maybe want hair to do, face to do, and clothes to buy. So he wouldn't have that enough income to buy the bed. So because this type of female is there now, he has that chance to buy the bed because they are working together. Whatever it is that allows them to buy the bed. So you have to take that into consideration, that female that is what that female has contributed to the relationship, right? So some persons, when they go into a relationship, they, for example, you might meet a man and the man already have certain assets, right? Maybe the man might have house, might have a business, or whatever it is that he might has, right? But this female didn't contribute those to the relationship. It is because she has met this man with those assets already. So we are looking at what is it that the female, when she entered the relationship, what did the man has in relationship prior to the relationship, or what did the female has before he met this man? So some relationship, there are assets already there before the relationship has developed. So we have to take that into consideration after the partners has broken up. Does these things split, that those spouse or partner came and saw into the relationship, or should the person keep whatever it is that they had before into the relationship, or should it be shared? So those are some of the things person should take into consideration before breaking up. So that is one reason why persons choose not to break up, because when it is time for them to decide or to select what should happen to the assets that are there, it's going to cause a problem. And some persons want too much, and some persons want everything, and some persons don't get anything at all. So those are some of the things that people consider. So when persons are about to break up, they're going to think what they think is best, right? Sometimes you might enter a relationship whether the man already has something before the relationship, right? Maybe a house, a car, or whatever. But because there are children into the relationship, right? The male might say to the female, all right, like how you're gonna keep the children, take the house, because you're gonna need somewhere to stay. Or maybe the female doesn't have a bed and it's the only bed in the house. Some man might say, take the bed, because you're gonna need somewhere to sleep with you and the child, because a child is in the relationship. But if there's no child in the relationship, you have some male or some man or husband, they will want everything, whether there's a child or there's no child, because they're saying to themselves that you are not going to carry a next partner to come and lie down on our bed. Our bed. So what is going to happen to that bed that both of you were sleeping? What are you going to do? You're going to sell the bed and share the money, or what? You're going to destroy the bed, or what? Those are some of the things that persons take into consideration when they are leaving a relationship. You can leave your comment and tell me, what do you think? It's an opinion, it's not have to be a fact. You can tell me, what do you think are some of the things, or why you think persons break up, or what is the best thing a person should do when they are thinking about breaking up, or what are some of the things that a person should do after they have ended their relationship. Whereas if there's a child into a relationship, you have to think, do you want to hurt this child? If there's good day, Lady Mal, you can give me your input. You can go over to Lady Mal channel and subscribe, like her videos, share her videos, and be a nice citizen. Go over to Lady Mal channel and Damar YT. So Damar channel name, and go over to Damar YT channel. Show some support, show some love, and over Ashley Seaton channel. Go over there and show your love. Lady Mal is on the live, so you can go over to her channel and show her some love. Okay, so as I was saying before, where was that? If there's a child in a relationship, so if there are child or children in a relationship, you might think about what is best for the child, even though sometimes what is best for the child is not maybe the best out of the situation, but the fact that there's a child, and the child is the most vulnerable persons in the relationship at the time, because they cannot help themselves. They That's Lady Man right there. So they cannot help themselves. They cannot help themselves, and they need that guidance and a protection. So most of the time, if the partner is conscious and caring, they would want to lean more to the child. Whichever partner get the child based on the law, or based on what the both parents are partner are decided to do, then they would leave whatever the assets are more to the child. If you are following what I'm saying, I hope I'm making myself very clear. And as I said before, those are my opinion, not basically anybody else's opinion, but what I think about a relationship, or what I've seen over the past year about relationship. All right. So before entering a relationship, does counseling really work? For some persons, counseling really work. For some persons, counseling doesn't really work, because that can break up a relationship, because if you go to counseling and you realize this is the background of this person, maybe you wouldn't want to be in a relationship with that person. Or if you know that they have some inheritance, or maybe you might went to counseling and you realize that maybe the person you're gonna be with is maybe your brother or your sister. Maybe you didn't know that before. Or maybe when you went to counseling, the counselor got something out of him or her that you couldn't get out of him or her, and then the relationship might break up. If there was no relationship before, then it might just disappear. Or if you went to counseling and you realize that the man has some inheritance or some traits that are passed down from his generation coming down, then you wouldn't want to be in a relationship. Nobody wants to be with a person who has some health issues, or family who has certain disorder or disease. No, nobody don't want to be in those relationships, because nobody don't want to spend money and know that they have to go to the doctor every minute, or they have to be asking the person or begging persons for money to support their family, because they cannot manage to keep up with the doctor bill and so forth. Also, it depends on the state of a man when when in a relationship, because maybe I might think different from you, or you might think different. Well, most persons think different from other person, but at the end of the day, if what you are saying, it should start get dry. Somebody can sponsor me some water. Please and thanks. My throat get dry. My throat is getting dry. And it also depends on a person's opinion, what the person think about the person. So when some persons break up, maybe it was they thought that the pasture was greener over the other side, so they decided to end the relationship, or maybe they found a partner or somebody and they said that the partner would take them to foreign. But when they realize that they spend out all their money, or when it's time for them to go to foreign, yeah, they realize they don't hear from the person. So you break up your good relationship now at home or in Jamaica, and you realize you don't have any relationship, and you want to go back to your partner. Your partner is not going to take you back. Oh God, that drink coffee will light. Alright, so I could go on and on and on, but I think I'm going to cut it short and leave out some of the points. Alright, so let's go. Alright, why do some persons separate, or why do some persons break up? Sometimes it's based on the religion, what the religion thinks. Maybe the person has become a Christian now, and you were in a relationship with this person, and they said to you that for you to be a part of this assembly or this church or whatever it is that they call it, you have to become baptized, and maybe you have to become baptized and leave your spouse, or your spouse has to baptize too, but maybe your spouse is not ready for that at the time. But what I'm saying, if your spouse is not ready and you're a Christian, right? Even though the Bible says the Lord will provide your needs according to riches and glory. Maybe at that time, the Lord didn't give you a job, and maybe that time it was your spouse, your partner providing for you, and you're gonna leave your partner, right? And you're gonna sit down how much days? Hungry is killing you. Remember the church, some of them not give you anything, Hungry is killing you. And you left your partner because you want to turn a Christian. Well, that's to each his opinion. I am not going to go there whether you should keep your partner after you're baptized and you're not married, or you should keep your partner, or you should encourage your partner to get married, even though he's not interested in marriage at the time. Alright, so some advice I would give to persons before they get married is you should get counseling. Seek some advice. Talk to persons. Know about their background. Know something about them. You don't want to go into a relationship where you don't know anything about. Because chances are the person could be your brother or your sister. You don't want to get married to your brother or your sister. Find out who are their parents. Where do they come from? Where do they live? What do you have to offer to a relationship? What is your job? What is it? How do you see yourself maybe 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? Those are some of the questions that you should ask your partner. So don't just jump in a relationship because of what you see now, because chances are later down the road things can change. What are you going to do? You're going to change too? So you have to just find out some of the things before you go into the relationship. You have to communicate with your partner. The key to a good or a beneficial relationship is communication. Communication is the key to a healthy relationship. If you don't communicate, then your relationship is going to break down and you are going to lose. And all you're going to say, if me didn't know, if me didn't know, I will come too late. Share duties at home, right? Sometimes it's very pressuring for the females. If there's a child at home and they don't share the duties, it can be hard for her. So I'm encouraging, when you're a partner, share your duty. Encourage the man to do something at home, because some of them, they don't want to do anything. They just want to sit down and look like them nice. Play a game, go on computer every day, and they don't want to do anything. So I'm encouraging you to share duty. Also, know their background, know something about them, know that if they have any sickness, anything that is bothering them, where their family come from, what the family tree look like, find out what they used to do, what's their tradition, because you don't want to, for instance, your partner invite you to a dinner and then you realize they have this there and you don't eat that, or maybe, yes, and the list goes on. So find out something about them. So guys, so here, so today I just want to encourage you to be a good citizen. Love your neighbor. It's hard to love people, but love your neighbor as yourself. Be good and look towards your goal. You know, try and find something to do. If you don't have any job, just try and find something to do until you might get a job of your choice, right? Do something to keep up your time. Don't get involved in things that are not so nice. You know, you don't want to say later on in life if you didn't know. So try and do something positive. Try and do something constructive. Try to encourage others. Try to be your brother keeper. And try to always do good. Right? Love thy neighbor as thyself. Have yourself a blessed day and continue to be good. Take care of yourself until we meet again. Bye.